Today I am making a chicken pot pie, which I've never done before. So I'm excited about that. And I'm gonna make some cookie dough balls. We have a party coming up later this week, and I want to be able to just quickly bring some cookies. And so I'm gonna get the dough balls all prepped, and then the day of, I'll just be able to bake them and we can head out the door. Lately, I have loved trying recipes that are so common and basically everyone has made but me, it feels like. So chicken pot pie is definitely one of those. And I don't know why I've never tried it because me and my husband both like it. So we're going to make that today. I'm starting the chicken thighs in the Instant Pot. I don't have very much, but I didn't want to overmake the chicken. So maybe we'll just stuff it with more veggies if we need to. Okay, from what I have gathered, you just make a savory pie filling and a totally regular pie. So that's pretty easy to do. I'm gonna use my sister's sourdough pie crust recipe just because I find it to be the easiest one. I really like it. Flour, sugar, salt. Okay. In addition to sharing with you guys the chicken pot pie and the cookies and just what's going on in my kitchen today, I also want to share with you guys a little bit of a Christmas thrift haul. So in this thrift haul, there will be stuff that we have collected over the years and some stuff that I just got literally this past weekend that I'm really excited about. And I kind of want to talk to you guys about thrifting. As you may know, we thrift many things that enter our home. It is definitely the place that I look for essentials or items that we need first. I always look to go to the thrift store first. And so I want to share a little bit about what that looks like and any tips that I can offer if you too want to start thrifting a little bit more for your home. While these pie crusts are cooling in the fridge, so they're just a little bit easier to roll out, I'm going to get my chicken pot pie filling going in the cast iron skillet. If you are the keeper of your home, then you know that one of the big jobs we have is sourcing items to bring into our home. And I am very careful to make sure that we are only bringing in quality items that fit within our budget. I personally love shopping at Quince for this, which is why I'm excited to introduce them as a sponsor of today's video. I love shopping at Quince for my closet, my husband's closet, my daughter's closet, and our home because they have brought together high quality essentials for our entire lives into one place. I love my 100% organic cotton sweaters, my linen bedding. I have some accessories from them, and I've gotten several pieces of clothing over the past few years. Every single time I am blown away by the affordability and the quality that I can get when I order through Quince. I know that you guys will love shopping at Quince just as much as I do and be just as impressed whenever you open up your package. Make sure to scan the on-screen QR code or visit the link in my description to shop at Quince. Thanks so much to Quince for sponsoring today's video. Whoa. Okay, so like I said, we thrift a lot of what comes into our home. I would say that it's more rare that we're bringing in an item that's new, especially when you're talking about furniture or really any item with home decor. I don't do as much thrifted clothing, and I'm actually sort of, as I thought about how to explain how to thrift for your home, I realized why I don't do as much thrifted clothing. So we thrift a lot of items, and I'll explain that in a second. So we thrift a lot of items for our home. And I think that something that I have mulled over in the past that I have not really touched on is how important it is to know your style in order to be able to thrift. So with my house, I feel like I have my house style pretty nailed down. What I was saying was I don't have my clothing style nailed down, which makes it really hard to thrift because I don't honestly know what I'm looking for at all. But with my house, I know exactly what I want here. I have certain items that I'm looking for, and there are just certain styles and colors that I really like. And whenever I see things from that, regardless of if I have a spot, regardless of if I am looking for it, I'm gonna purchase it because I know that I will use it and love it in some way. That is a large way that items get thrifted at our house, is just me thinking, yep, I definitely want to own that. That is worth rearranging. It's worth storing for a little bit if I need to find a spot for it. I acquire a lot of items that way rather than when I am directly looking for a specific piece. And the only way to do that is to really know your style. So it might be easier to think about it with a small thing first, which is why I'm excited to do a Christmas specific thrift haul. And whenever I think about just my Christmas style, I think about the fact that I know that I like colorful, that's obvious. And I know that I like really classic Christmas colors. So green, red, and then also I like pops of pink. And so that is something that I am looking for whenever I am at the thrift store and seeing Christmas items. I'm looking for classic, I'm looking for colorful, I'm looking for pops of pink, and then also I'm looking for a, not like a country Christmas, probably more like a mid-century or maybe even modern Christmas. Not necessarily anything that would be considered country or rustic. And so just kind of like using those words to define your style might help you a lot in thrifting, because you'll know that when you bring it into your home that it's going to find a spot whether you have one immediately or not. Now that I've kind of connected those dots, I am definitely going to be making a more conscious effort to explore my clothing style postpartum, because that is just something that I really want to do and just feel more confident in, the same way I feel pretty confident in my home style. Okay, so knowing your style is really, really probably like one of the most important things when it comes to deciding what you're actually going to bring home from the thrift store. Aside from that, I do want to talk about some actual tips when it comes to just scouting out items and finding items at the thrift store. The biggest tip I can give you as a frequent thrifter is that the key is to go often and focus on small hauls. I don't think that you should go out one weekend with the intentions of finding everything that you need for your home or everything that you need really at all. I think that the best strategy is to just kind of make it part of your routine. If you have a thrift store that's close to you, make it part of your evening routine with your husband, go on a date night, make it something where you go alone. We like to stop and get ice cream afterwards. We love to just have fun thrifting. And this is happening, honestly, it ends up being multiple times a week because my husband and I like to go thrifting probably about once a week together. And then I also like to go thrifting with my sisters and my nieces pretty often. So going often is how you are going to know a few things that are really valuable to know while thrifting. First things first, you will see a lot of different merchandise and you will get to just come in contact with more. It's unrealistic to expect to see so many things on one small trip. You are much better off to go often and just pick up the things that you need. And the big valuable lesson you will learn from going often, and this is where I think that thrifting is a skill that requires practice, is knowing what is readily available at the thrift store and knowing what is actually kind of hard to find and something that you shouldn't pass on. There are a few things that you can pretty much always thrift every single time. And the only way to know what things like that you will need is by thrifting pretty regularly. This is a quick side note for people who have been following along for a long time. I am not doing dairy. I wasn't doing dairy, then I was doing dairy, and now I'm not doing dairy again. I was having some side effects I didn't really realize was being caused by dairy. I maybe will make a whole video explaining that down the road, but that's why I'm using cashew milk instead of regular milk in a chicken pot pie. Okay, I have one more thrift tip for now. If you guys like thrift tips, let me know. I love talking about this, and as you can tell, we go thrifting quite often, so always happy to share my finds because you know I'm going anyways. So the other thing, and this might be a hot take I am learning, is don't waste your time driving to the fancy neighborhoods, the Goodwills near the expensive areas of town. Don't waste your time doing that. I don't believe in good thrift stores. Just go to the thrift stores that are closest to you, that you will go to often. Explore all different kinds of thrift stores. In the same vein, explore specific thrift stores for what you are looking for. For example, in our area, we have a fabric thrift store, which is so cool. And we have children's clothing thrift stores. These are all things that are like so handy because I can walk into the children's clothing thrift store and get a capsule wardrobe for my daughter pretty much at any time. That is readily available, or any baby tool that we would need is there. And then we also have a fabric thrift store, and that's really cool because you never know what you'll find, but it's always really, really cheap. And then we of course have regular thrift stores where I am shopping the wear section pretty frequently. If I get better at shopping for clothes for me, that's where I would look for that. All of that kind of stuff. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't take the effort of going to the ones that are far away unless you want to try them out, which we have done. Don't take the effort of doing that whenever you might have some really good ones right at home that you are skipping over just to go find a good thrift store. While that's baking, I want to do a Christmas thrift haul, and then hopefully I can get my cookies going. If we don't have time, that's fine. This is not everything that we've thrifted for Christmas, but it's a lot of the really good stuff and the recent stuff. So I want to start with some vintage Christmas lights. What I look for specifically is lights that don't have the funky blues in them. So I don't like the way the LED blues actually light up, but I love the way the old blues look. And so I'm willing to deal with some scuffed glass in order to have that really pretty old style blue in Christmas lights. Another recent find is this cute little carousel that plays music. It does work. My daughter is literally obsessed with it, and so we're already making memories with this. I just thought it was so cute and kind of my Christmas style, like I said, and I knew that it could go somewhere fun, and I didn't quite expect that my daughter would commandeer it in the way that she has, but it's been really cute. A fabric thrift haul. So I just went to our fabric thrift store and found so many cute things that were so festive. So I found these two really cute flannel plaids. When I am thrifting fabric, I am looking for quality materials like 100% cotton, 100% linen, flannel, corduroy denim, things that I like to wear and gift. And I'm looking for unique colors, and these check the boxes on both. I believe they're both 100% cotton flannel, and they are such unique prints. Oh, and I'm looking for a lot of yardage, and this one I believe is about 1.25, and this looks like it'd probably be about 3. So that is 2 really good finds. I can never leave corduroy behind, especially solid corduroy or printed. I cannot leave corduroy behind, plain and simple. So they had these 2 different red corduroys. This one's more maroony, this one's kind of a bright red. And again, I think this is about 1.25 yards, and I think this is probably about 2 yards. So I'm really excited about that. And then they had this darling cotton, that might be a cotton synthetic blend, but I don't care. They have this really cute checkered with bears on it, and there's enough here to make several matching outfits for either my daughters and some of their cousins. So we could not leave this behind. This is my favorite find of recent / potentially ever. I actually went to the Goodwill bins for the first time, which is where you shop Goodwill style, but everything is, you pay for it by weight, and it's maybe like a little bit more, like a little bit bigger than a typical Goodwill, and slightly less sorted. It was really a lot of fun. It was what one of my nieces wanted to do for her birthday, and we had so much fun doing it. So I scored this quilt at the Goodwill bins. It's in good condition, and I'm totally freaking out about it. It's Christmas right now, so I'm thinking of it as a Christmas quilt, but realistically, I don't think I'm gonna be able to put this away. I think it's gonna have to either go in like a living room in a main area where I will see it every single day, or in a children's room, because to me this print is just very playful and fun. But I'm feeling very lucky that I found this. I do believe that I will leave it a quilt. I don't think I want to cut into this. I think I want it to be part of like my home collection rather than turn it into clothing. I think I'm just gonna leave it a quilt. This is one of my most sentimental Christmas finds because I got this the first year that we were married, and to be honest with you, I don't even know that I would thrift it again, but every year me and my husband get really excited to take this out and put it up because it's just, I don't know, we got it the first year we were married. It was super cheap, and it was one of our very first Christmas decorations that we owned, and so even though I don't even really know if this 100% matches my style or anything, I'll probably never part with it because it has become kind of something we look forward to getting out every single year. In addition to these items here, I have some stuff that I thrifted but is up. So I did my bows on my Christmas tree, my towel back there. I have a lot of thrifted items, and yeah, that's just how we acquire most of the goods that are in our home. So that is still baking. I'm going to get this stuff off of my counter, and then we are going to start on making some cookie dough balls. I am honestly kind of opinionated about chocolate chip cookies. I always follow the Nestle Toll House recipe that's like on the back of the chocolate chip bag, but I go out of order on the steps, which is an integral step in my opinion, and they always turn out really, really good. So the 2 things that I ignore are, 1, I do melt the butter basically entirely, and I do not combine the dry ingredients first. I think that this develops the gluten just enough for it to have like a really doughy type of texture, but the melted butter really makes it gooey. I don't really know, but it's worked really well for me for a long time, so I'm not changing now. I'm going to get these rolled up and put on a sheet pan and then in the freezer. Thank you so much for watching this video and following along. I hope that my thrifting tips were helpful to you as you get goods for the holiday season and just for your home in general. I am going to wrap these up, but I will see you guys here next week on RC Sunny Days. Thank you so much for watching.